everyone, and I'm excited to have you all on. We have a very special guest today. Let me add more people to the waiting room. Oh my goodness, this is so we have Mrs. Julie Mai from Hawaii. You all heard her on Saturday, hopefully, and she was so amazing, her story, and we just wanted to get her on here and just to tell us her story more in depth and just kind of share her journey, like the stuff she left out, right? That she couldn't say there, right? Because we just love her. I've known her for so long, and to see her grow through this, yeah, your story had us all in tears. We were just like, holy moly, this, just, and you said stuff that I didn't even realize, like stuff about your mom that my heart was like, oh my goodness, like, wow, we touch people's lives, and it's so incredible with these products, with this business. You just can't imagine. That's why I always tell people, it's not about us, right? It's do it for that person that you're going to reach out to, and you're going to touch and find a Julie, right? You're going to find a Julie and share her whole entire life story, right? So let me get these few more people on. Oh, this waiting room is a pain in the butt. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Julie. Julie, talk to us. This is our beautiful team here. These are the leaders, Pro 5 and above, that are on here, and some of them have been here for a long time and still at Pro 4 or 5, and some of them have been here for a short time. So, we've got the whole gamut here, and you know how this business is. It has its ups, it has its downs, and all of that. So share with us whatever's on your heart, whatever, wants to speak to us today, and just, I'm going to turn it over to you, honey.
Perfect. Well, I know a lot of you probably, first of all, thanks for having me. I'm super honored. I love sharing on other people's, team, on our sideline families team calls, because I feel like, I don't know what it is when I'm, with my own team. My team knows me, they know my story. And so it's not super exciting. We're just all kind of like a tighter family. So it just feels really good to be able to, get my voice out there more and share, just a few things that has helped me along the way. And I just want to thank Maria and Carrie for welcoming me to the call to share with you guys. And why don't we do this? If anyone has any specific questions, they can go ahead and throw them in the chat. And then Maria, halfway through or so, I'll ask you if anyone had any questions, and we can kind of do a little Q&A as well. But, I did share the bigger picture of my story on Saturday. And, one of my favorite things to train about, you guys, is vision and really like the bigger purpose. And I think so many people are afraid to really dig deep and like share their hearts with people. It's just kind of unfortunately, it's kind of a safety, or it's like a security thing that people tend to hide behind our products, because our products are so incredible. But unfortunately, it really, it stands in the way of helping them break through those barriers and get to the next level. And I just love, more than anything, helping people understand the magnitude of what we have our hands on. If you're new to the business and you're just learning, and you're, kind of just getting your feet wet and understanding how big this is. But if you've been in a while, Pro 3, Pro 4, like you said, we have some leaders on here, then you already know how big this is. And maybe you're just waiting for that breakthrough. Maybe you're just waiting for that, I like to say, like, breaking through those limiting beliefs that we might have. And that's what I kind of talked to on Saturday, is like those lack ofs or those fears, and really just understanding, you guys, that this is not real, that we all have these limiting beliefs about ourselves, about our life, that maybe we were taught when we were younger, or that we see in our family or in our friends' lives. And I just, this business gives us the opportunity to be who we were meant to be, to really live the life we were meant to live. And my story is pretty unusual, and I was being coached, by the compliance team of what I could and couldn't say on Success Mastery. And, I'm just going to get real with you. I hope that's okay, you guys. Like, I built really hard and really fast. And the reason why I did that is because my pain was excruciating, and the pain of not being able to raise my kids the way I wanted to raise them. I didn't want to drag that out any farther. And so I knew that I had to sacrifice something to get that back. And I knew my story isn't isn't common. That, you know, most people don't get to Pro 7 in 18 months or the elite rank. Some do. Most people don't live on a little island, but I was so passionate and so driven, and my why was so much more important than my excuse. I want you to remember that. Like, make your why so much more important than your excuse, because we all have excuses every day for why we're not going to go, you know, work out, or why we're not going to eat the healthiest, or why we're not going to make that one phone call. There's excuses, excuses, excuses. But if that driving force, whatever that is in your heart, that is the reason why you said yes to this, I hope it is. And if you don't know what that is, I know there was one comment on Saturday, someone was like, I haven't found my why yet. And I wish I knew who that person was so I could find him and just be like, let's just get real. Like, what is it that you want out of your life? You know, what is it that you really, really, truly want, and what brings you joy? And so for me, in my life 7 years ago, it was my kids, still is my kids. I still have little ones. We started all over. But for you, if it's not your children, if your children are grown, like, what is it that brings you joy? And knowing that this business can just bring more and more and more of that. And for most people, it's that sense of service. It's that sense of giving back. It's that sense of being able to change someone's life. And yes, we can change people's lives with the products. We all know that. We all probably on this call have, you know, many, 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 if not hundreds of stories of how it changes people's lives, the product. But when the business is involved, and how you can really help someone get out of that, gosh, you guys, that daily grind, that hamster wheel, that frustration of, and especially now, like, how many people are afraid that you might know that aren't really telling you they're afraid? How many people are living in, you know, this uncertainty of what's going to happen in the future with their job security, or there's no such thing as job security, but with their job, or with their, you know, many people I know are tapping into their savings, their retirement and their savings. And that's a scary place to be. So really being able to tell people, like, you know, from your heart, just saying, I know I've told you about this business. I know I've told you about these products, but I have to let you know that there's such a bigger piece of the puzzle, that there's such an incredible business connected to these products, that, you know, if you've been afraid to talk about that, like, just channel your inner Julie Mai, channel your inner Maria Williams, because I can tell you that there's nothing more fulfilling than being able to be where you want to be, when you want to be there, and with who you want to be there with. Because that is my story. And that is, you know, I get really passionate about teaching that, you know, if we just do the little things every day, if you're just coachable, and if you just invite to the information, and if you just show up for yourself, get out of your own way and just say, okay, today I'm going to take an hour or two a day, and I'm going to invite. I'm sure this team, I see all these beautiful names. I know a lot of you have incredible tools to invite to, and just make it a consistent effort every single day. You're going to find more me's. You're going to find more people that want more out of their life. And you're going to find people that are going to want to do this, because this is a ticket to living the life that most people want to live. And that is my absolute belief. Like, when I look back at my story, and I worked really hard to get to Pro 7, we got pregnant, worked through the pregnancy, and then I had my son. I was able to stop working. I checked in with my team here and there, but you guys, I literally took a break, because I just wanted, that was my goal. That was on my vision board, Pro 7. I'm going to take a break, and we're going to have another baby. Life happened. We got another baby. Life happened some more. But because I created that leverage engine, that wheel that continued to go with or without me, still to this day, I joke with my team. I said, my business, you know, I mean, we're so grateful that it's growing, but I could move to a remote island and know that you all are fine, because I already did. I stepped away because I had to, because life got in the way. My team continued to go. You guys, I hit Pro 8 while I was home with my babies. So I tell people, I don't know any other business in the world that not only are you going to continue to get a check 3 years later, a maternity leave check 3 years later, but it's actually going to nearly double. So that is the power of what we have. It's mind blowing when you really think about it. And I don't say that to brag. I just say that because that is the truth. If you creating that engine, creating that, it's not easy, right? I explain it like this. It's like in the beginning, or even when you're a Pro 3 and Pro 4 and you're creating those leaders within your team, it's like you're pushing this boulder up the biggest hill you've ever seen. And it's heavy, and you're sweating, and it's hot, and you want to give up, and you feel like the boulder's going to roll over you. And sometimes it does. And you like pick yourself up, and you're continuing to push it up that hill. But I can promise you at about Pro 5, Pro 6, you get to the top of the hill, and that boulder goes over the other side of that hill. And you can't stop it if you wanted to. And that's why I tell people, do not quit before the boulder gets to the top of the hill. And I just use that analogy because it's really easy to imagine. And that is what this business is. Once it rolls over the other side, what you've established is leaders who want the same thing as you. And that's what I teach. I teach true leverage is only possible when you create a situation where everybody has the same amount to gain. I want you to write that down, or at least remember that. True leverage is only possible when you create a situation where everyone has the same amount to gain. And that's what we have in this business. My leaders, they know they're running for their dreams with or without me. And that to me is the most incredible security blanket ever, because yes, I want to help them get there. That's what fulfills me more than ever right now, is just seeing my leaders win and seeing my people excited and knowing that this is the solution to their problem. But being able to create something like that, it doesn't come around very often. And that's why I call it the golden ticket, because we truly are so blessed with something that not only will change your lives, but it will change, if you want it to, and if you're willing to do the work, thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people's lives. And I firmly believe that, because I'm a I'm a testament. It's happened to me. And I'm just a girl on an island that never did network marketing. I had a big passion and a big dream, and I just started talking about it. And I'm going to talk a little about personal development. And this is what I want to say about personal development, because I'm a firm believer. I became obsessed with personal development. I became obsessed with Jim Rohn. I became obsessed with John Maxwell. I became obsessed with anyone who taught me how to become bigger than myself, because as a waitress and as a mom, and yes, I was a jewelry designer, but I didn't have that much influence. I really didn't. I knew nothing about network marketing. So people were like, okay, we're going to join you, but you don't even know what you're doing. But I had a vision. I knew where I was going, and I knew that these mentors that I was filling my brain with every day, and I didn't just leave it in there. And this is something I want to say, because I think a lot of us we hear this term of personal growth and personal development, and we read the books and we listen to the audios, and we're just like, gosh, this is so great. I just love Jim Rohn and sowing the seeds. I'm just going to keep planting those seeds. But what we don't do is we don't teach it. And that is where I think a lot of people kind of drop the buck, if you will, that they learn it, but they don't teach it. So what I want to, my little hint of advice is that whatever you learn, share what you learn, because not only does that fire you up again, but you're teaching it to someone. So whether it's even if you have a team of one, maybe you don't have a team, maybe it's your husband or your kids or your best friend, teach what you learn. Like some of my leaders who have been with me from the beginning, we joke that we had this little team meeting under a tree out in Princeville, and I'd gather up all my team of 6 every week on a Thursday at 10 a.m. and we would meet, and I would literally show up with pamphlets and books, and I mean, you name it. I have right on my desk right now, I'm reading, Carrie Dickey's book for like the 4th time, and I would show up with all this stuff, and they'd be like, you are crazy. And I'm like, I'm so crazy, because for the first time in my life, I have a plan. I have a plan to get me to where I want. I want you guys to see where I'm coming from. So I would pass out all these you don't need to do this, I'm just sharing you what I did. And I'd pass out all these little things to them and get them excited, because most people, you guys, aren't going to go home and listen to the books and read the books and listen to the audios, but that doesn't stop you from sharing what you learned. So when you get excited about something, teach it, because then not only do you learn it again, but then you can get someone else excited, versus just saying, hey, go read, View from Venus. It's incredible. Be like, listen to what I just read. It was so awesome. Can you believe this? So it's that passion. It's that drive. And if you're just, like I said, I tell this to everybody, a new distributor to a pro 6, pro 7, it's like, you have to just constantly be feeding into that yourself, learning yourself, and then helping other people learn as well, whatever that may look like. That's one of my biggest beliefs, you guys, is it's something I think so many people don't take serious, is that feeding themselves to grow. If you want to attract an attractive person, you have to become more attractive. Not to say it doesn't happen. It does. This is all about who you know. So it can happen, but really to lead a team to the finish line, you want to become that person that people want to be around. And that's really how I learned to do that. So, I'm just so grateful for the events, because I kind of, after I went through some life, I shared on Success Mastery, my husband went through some stuff, my mom passed, and I was just like in this place. And I tell people it's really hard to lead a ship, to lead anyone else, if you're having a hard time leading yourself and your own journey in life. And that's where I found myself. And I was struggling of how am I going to go back to being a leader? Does my team even like me anymore? Am I like, do I even still have it? You know, and I was nervous, and all these limiting beliefs were going on in my head because of what I had gone through. And I went to Cancun, and I'm just so grateful that I made that choice. And I will tell you honestly, the reason why I went there is because I needed a break. I needed to get away from life and clear my mind from, you know, my mom passing. I took my daughter with me. If those of you who were there, you saw me and my daughter Hanabai. And I realized how much I missed this community, how much I missed this company, how much I missed being around people that not only were succeeding, but that wanted me to succeed, that cared about me, that didn't care that I took a break, that they weren't mad at me. They were just like, we're so grateful you're back. And it made my heart feel, it just made me realize how special it is that what we're a part of. And just knowing that we all, at some point, maybe you're going through some hard life right now. Maybe you know someone who's going through some hard life right now. Like, what a gift we have to offer someone, not only the money side and the product side, but you guys, but the community, the team of people that we have within this team. I see all these beautiful faces. If you can turn on your videos, turn your videos on. I'd love to see you. But, you know, I see all these beautiful faces, and it's like, you have such, you know, you have this heart of this company to offer somebody, and people are looking for this right now. People are looking for that connectedness, that feeling of belonging, because I tell you, there's a lot going on in the world, a lot of ugly, dark, bizarre things. I'm so grateful I'm over on an island. I'm pretty much, you know, away from it all, but I stopped watching the news. I stopped watching. My family isn't allowed anymore. And I just plug into you guys. I plug into my company. I plug into my team. I read my uplifting books and listen to, you know, my good music. And I surround myself with people that are dreamers, that are believers, that want to not only have an impact on their own lives, but make a difference in the world. And that's what we have to offer people. So just know, like, we have something for everyone. You know, I'm not saying like go out and like tell people you want to help them make $1 million, even though I don't know who wouldn't want to do that. But really, we have something that anyone and everyone can connect with, whether it be a help, whether it be for connection, whether it be financial needs. It's just, we're just so blessed with what we have. And I'm just so grateful every single day that, I said yes to something I didn't understand, that I took that leap of faith, and I believed in the mentors that believed in me in the beginning, where I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And they're like, oh no, you can. I was like, okay, one foot in front of the other. And you know, Carrie Dickey says this all the time, we're bad before we're good, and we're good before we're great. And that is the absolute truth. It's like anything else. You know, my kids are surfers, and we had to, you know, we're a surfing family, and surfing's not an easy sport. I don't know if anyone's tried it, but it's hard to learn, right? And you're not going to go out there and catch a 5-foot wave and pull into the barrel and do a big snap off the top. It takes time, a lot of time, years of practice to be able to be good at anything. And that's what I tell people, don't quit just because you're not good right away. It's just like anything in life. If you want to be successful at anything, you just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other, keep doing the same thing, that consistent effort over and over. But also really digging inside and being real with people. And I said this on the call, just don't be such a salesperson. And maybe you're not being a salesperson, but I think so many people hide behind our products because they're so incredible. And people are like, oh, you're just trying to sell me something. No, I'm just trying to share my heart with you, because I know what this product does for people. I know what this business does for people. You don't have to do it with me, but gosh, I want to tell you what it's done for my life. And if it hasn't done anything for your life yet, just say, gosh, I want to tell you what I know it's going to do for my life. What I see it's done for Maria's life. What I've seen it's done for Brenda's life. What I've seen it's done for Carrie and Isa and, you know, Jessica, and just use their belief. If you don't have it yet, borrow the belief, because that's what I did. I borrowed belief major in the beginning. And I told my mentor, I said, if this doesn't work, it's a good thing I know where you live, because I'm coming after you, because I had to travel. I had to get on airplanes. I had to spend a lot of money that I didn't have. But because my belief was so big, I went for it. I jumped in the deep end. Like I said on the call, I literally jumped in, just holding on to my breath, praying for the best, but knowing that I had those life rafts of people that were there to help me. And that's what I just want you guys to know, is that you have so many people that want you to succeed. What other industry do we have in the world that just has so many people that just is in your corner? Come on, you got this. We're here for you. All you have to do is just pick up that phone or make that text or get in front of that person. That's all you got to do. It's really so simple, especially with technology. you guys. I mean, I don't know about you, Maria and Brendan, those of you who have been involved for, over 5 years, it's like, this is a game changer. Like I invested, I'll be honest with you guys, because we're a smaller group, let's get real. I invested close to like 50 grand into my business because I had to travel so much. I didn't have that in the beginning, but I believed in it. But now we don't even have to, unfortunately, I wish we could travel. I want to hug you all in person, but you guys, we're so lucky that if you are not succeeding right now in our industry, there's no other excuse except for what's getting in your own way because of what we have with technology and how easy it is now to connect with. I have a team over in the UK that I talk to. I talk to them at 9:00 at night, my time. It's 8:00 for them in the morning. And I'm like, this is unbelievable. If it was, 5, 6, 7 years ago, there's no way I could fly to the UK and help you guys. And now I'm helping them build this beautiful team. And it's just, we're so, so blessed. So is there any questions? I didn't look at the chat. Let's see if we see any questions.
I have a question. Nope. I want you to talk a little bit more about sacrifices, because I don't really think, sometimes I feel that people sacrifice just a little and they don't realize how much we sacrificed at the beginning. And Carrie and I talk about this all the time. Like we never, we did everything not to miss a company event, right? So now we have these amazing Saturday events, right? Now they've even shrunk it to, they're trying to get it to 1 hour so you still have life, right? But I remember when I started, it was every third Saturday of the month, there was an LVA. Yep. And, I built, the minute I got into this business, I built my life around it. So my family knew that third Saturday, there could have been a swim meet, there could have been football practice, that I wasn't going to be there. I was going to be learning to grow this business because the sacrifices I was making was for them in the end, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you had to fly. Like we just drove down the street, paid $25 and we were there. Like it just baffles me. Like, I don't know if I would have done what you did, right? But you had to fly from your island to the big island, which is not cheap, to go every month. So that's what she's talking about, investing $50,000 when she wasn't making money yet into this, like not missing. And now everything is so easy at our fingertips. Like there's no excuses. So, talk a little bit about some of your sacrifice.
Yeah, the sacrifice, and I talk about that we do a team call called The Golden Ticket, and I talk a call to invite guests to, I talk about the industry, and I say that, one of the double-edged swords with what we have with network marketing is, yes, it's $1 million business that you're given for like $1,000, right? Platinum pack is $1,200, and here's $1 million business for $1,200. And unfortunately, people, they don't see the vision and they don't treat it that way right away. And so yes, it's a low startup cost. You get like the shipping and you get the production and you get you get everything for that price, which is just unheard of. If you're a business-minded person, you know that. But unfortunately, people don't take it as seriously as they should because of that reason. And so the sacrifice for me was, that's what my mentors told me. And I complained. I was like, I can't afford to go to Oahu every single month for premier school. Like that's a $250 airline ticket from Kauai every month. And then a lot of times we would, maybe get a hotel room if we had a team. And so it ended up being this big thing. But they said, listen, do you want what we have? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, well, then you're going to have to do what we did. You have to be at every single event. And I'm, until I took the break when I got pregnant with my son, you guys, I never missed an event. I was at every single one. And I'm telling you, I'm a little sad that the elite retreat got moved to Florida, because I'm telling you, the trip from Hawaii to Florida is not that fun. It is like 3-day travel to get there for a 2-day event, and then you're jet lagged, and it's a big deal. But I went because I knew I had to do it, not only for myself, but I knew I had to do it for my team. I knew I had to show up for my team. I knew, I knew it was a temporary sacrifice, temporary imbalance for that permanent balance. Something Mark Gensato taught me from the very beginning. He's like, Julie, you're going to work this hard, like it's big, so much in the beginning. It's going to be crazy, and you're not going to get paid, and you're going to get paid this much, and you're going to want to quit over and over and over and over and over. But I promise you, if you don't quit, in the end, you're going to work this much, and you're going to get paid this much. And I just remember that visual in my head going, okay, it's starting to grow. It's starting to grow. But absolutely, every time I got on a plane, I will tell you this, almost 99% of the time I got on a plane to go to my big trips on the mainland from Hawaii, I would sit in the seat and I would take a few deep breaths, because I don't love to fly. I'm not a huge flyer. And I would literally start to tear up. And the poor person next to me just thought I was like, gosh, here we are next to some emotional mess. And they'd be like, what's wrong? And it was a great conversation starter. I didn't do it on purpose, but I told them, I'm leaving my family to go build a business. I'm just hoping it's going to work out. And I'm just sad because it was hard for me to leave them. But that was what I needed to do at that time. And I'm telling you, 3.5 years of building this business and leaving them has now given my kids their mom 100% of the time. I get to put on my schedule, like Maria asked me to do this call, and luckily my husband was home from work today, so he got to go pick up the kids, but I get to say no, I get to say yes. My kids come first every single day. My littles, who are only 2 and 4, they will never, ever, ever know a mom who's working a real job. Never. Their mom is home with them. Even my older girls, like Hanavai, who's 14, she said, I remember a little bit the stressful days of the jewelry business for sure. You and Daddy weren't happy. You guys were always fighting about money. And she's like, and then you started this business. And she's like, you were gone a lot. I remember that. But it's such a short amount of time of her life. And now that I'm back with them all the time, she's like, we just, as a family, they're so grateful every day that I said yes to this. It was hard when I left, but now they get to see the payoff of that. They understand why mom went to work so hard. They understand why I had to leave, because now I get to be there for them every step of the way. Every surf meet, all my kids surf. We don't really do any other sports but surf, but all the surf meets I'm there. All the, everything at their schools, I get to be there for them. And it's just that it was my number one goal, because my mom wasn't there for me, not that she didn't want to be. I think every mom wants to be there for their kids. I think that's every mom's dream. But unfortunately, with work, moms just get in this grind. If you're a working mom and you have to provide for your family, and it's heartbreaking. It truly is heartbreaking. And so I'm an advocate of teaching people it's that short-term imbalance. Yes, there's sacrifice. Absolutely. It's not easy, but why drag it out, right? Why drag it out? Just get it done. And that's why people, get in this business, and sometimes I just get confused, and I don't mean to, hurt anyone's feelings, or I don't mean to, put you down in any way. If you're a pro 2 or pro 3 and you've been there for a long time, if you're stuck, I just want to tell you like I said on the call, what is it that's in your way? What is in your way? Because I can tell you that it's not the company, it's not the business, it's not the products, it's you. And just really making that jump, drawing a line in the sand, like Trisha Alberts used to tell me, just draw that line in the sand, step over it, and make that decision today that you're going to pick up the phone. You're going to make that phone call. You're going to learn social media. You're going to do what you need to do, because it's all on you. And there's no reason to drag it out. Really, it's like, let's just get this done. Go get it done so that you can reap the rewards of your success. That was my vision, that this was just something that it was a what's the word I'm looking for? Non-negotiable. It was, my family knew if I miss birthdays, I miss anniversaries, like you said, Maria, I miss special days on those. I didn't get to choose the premier school dates. And yeah, it was a Saturday. I missed a couple soccer games. I missed some surf meets. I actually missed a lot of surf meets, and that was hard. But again, I told them, I said, as soon as I get to this level, I'm going to be able to be at every single one. And I promise you. So that was my goal. And I just went out and made it happen. And I tell people the only difference between my success and your success is I've just gotten a lot more no's than you. I've gotten a lot more rejection. I've just been able to discipline my disappointments. And that is the truth of it. I just said, okay, there's one more no, on to the next. On to the next. I'm going to find someone who wants to do this. I know that there's people who want what I want, because we have something so incredible. And you just got to know that. And the more true you are to yourself, the more you believe that in your heart, that you have an answer for people, you have a solution for their problem, the more I think it will come across real, that you're not just trying, to sell them something, or being one of those people. We've heard all of the, excuses or whatnot in the book, but just being real, just getting really real with people, especially right now. I think people really are liking that and really enjoying people being real. So any other questions?
Anyone have a question you want to unmute? I just love you, Julie. Your journey, I remember meeting you in the beginning. You were at the Pro 5 that I did, right? The Pro 5 Summit?
You did teach at the Pro 5 Summit.
Right,
me and Laura and Jennifer. Yep.
Right. I remember the girls from Hawaii, and it was so exciting meeting you. And, in many ways, it was a lot harder for you, because Hawaii doesn't have a lot of work. It's an island, so it's a lot less people around you. And we didn't use all this technology that we use today. Today, honestly, stepping in and having this Zoom technology, you can literally talk to anybody around the world to build this. Like this morning, I did a Zoom presentation with someone from France, someone that was in Canada, someone in Las Vegas, Kelly that's on here, Kelly's team, and me, right? So we had 3 different time zones to coordinate this, and we found this little window of time but we did it at that time, right? So it's so incredible that it is easier today with regards to that, having this technology, and around us. And and you didn't use social media at the beginning. You were just hardcore. Who do you know? Talking to people. Who do they know? And just, I can see you like a little machine, like, okay, who can I talk to? Who can I talk to?
Yeah. Unfortunately, my mentors, Marcel Niederhauser was a big mentor of mine in the beginning. He actually flew out to Kauai when I was a Pro 5 and really helped me. He just believed in me. He actually threw me up in front of this, if you can remember these days, the hotel meetings that we had. And I shared this actually on my global convention breakout session. So I really hope everyone's going to be at Global Convention Virtual, because it's going to be off the charts. I've been on, some of the committees. I'm so excited, but I shared the story that Marcel came over and he was, I was so excited. I think we got like 100 people in this ballroom, and, I asked him to come and actually do the meeting. And he was like, of course, I'll come. And I introduced him, and then I went to go sit back down, and he's like, so the real presenter of the night is Miss Julie Mai. And I was just like, you can imagine, I was mortified. I was scared. I'd never really done a presentation in front of more than 10 people in my life. And I got up there and I was like, I don't even know what it is that I said, but whatever it was, and I told him, I don't want to do this. Like, you're doing this. And I was like, so is that belief that he had in me that really pushed me to that next level too? So just believing in your people. And I had people lined up after to talk to me. And like I said, I don't even really remember what the presentation was, but people felt my heart. They're like, now we understand why you're doing this. And he's like, it was so much more powerful for you to be up there than for me. I'm just some guy from the mainland, Pro 10. No one even knows what that means. And I was like, wow, that's such a good point. You don't need to find the leader to build your business, you guys. You are the leader. Remember that. Like, you are the one people are going to join this business and do this with. And they're going to do it because of the way you make them feel, not because of what you're selling, not because of how you're selling it, but because the way that you make them feel. You're giving them hope. Think of yourself as a hope broker. I used to have business cards in the very beginning that said Julie Mai, professional hope broker. That was my title, because I knew that I could give hope to people. I knew that by my story and my vision, if they were looking for something else, that I had the answer for them. So just believing that you have the answer. Maybe not for everyone. Yeah, we kind of do, but maybe not for everyone right now, but just knowing, like, without a shadow of a doubt, that it doesn't matter. The no's don't matter. Just keep going. And yeah, it wasn't. Oh, so what I was going to say, sorry, I kind of forget what sometimes I got, but Marcel was like, social media doesn't work. Don't do that stuff. That stuff is like, I don't even like, still, I don't even think he's probably still doesn't even have Facebook, but I'm like, I called him and I was like, I can't believe you told me not to do social media. So here I am, like, learning from square one how to build on social media. Cause as we all know, it's another incredible tool. So Pro 8, never use social media. I'm just starting to learn that whole side of things, but you guys, you don't, that's the thing is, like, Fraser Brooks, I don't know if some of you know who that is. He's a Brit who teaches. He's incredible. And he says, if, him and Eric Worre did a interview together. And Eric said, and they both were talking, they said, if you can't succeed today in network marketing, then you're not trying very hard, because it is probably the best time in the history of the world to be a network marketer. Because of not only, even before COVID happened, but now that COVID's happening, it's just an additional, and of course we don't want to, make that something and like strategize around that, but we just have an answer for people that are struggling. We truly do. People that don't want to travel, people that are stuck at home, people that have lost their job. We have an answer. So just remember that in your heart of hearts. I talk about that all the time. Just remember that you do have the answer for so many people, especially people that don't have a lot of money right now. They're like, oh, I can't start my own business, I don't have money. And you can teach them how. If they have a phone, they have a computer, they can do this business.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Julie, thank you. Anyone have any question, anything you want to ask Julie at all? She's so real, so amazing. And this is it, guys. Like, just, if Julie can do this, you can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. We had no experience. We were scared. I remember doing my first presentation, first hotel meeting that Carrie Williams and I did, and technology did not work. Like, the ABC, we tested it, it worked. And then we went to go do the meeting and nothing worked. We had to literally, at that time, they had that newspaper. We had to use that newspaper. I'm like you, I don't remember what I said. I was so shaking in my boots, so nervous. But you get through it. I mean, I did that this morning to Kelly, Kelly that was on our Zoom. I said, you're going to do the second half of this when we do this again on Tuesday. And I know I saw the blood drain from her face, but if you don't step up, just make it your story, right? You have to at some point step up and tell that story your way with your passion, right? Kelly, you're going to do that Zoom tomorrow with me. It's like, you've got to step up and do it. It's the only way to grow. It's when you're thrown into that pool, right? And you got to paddle, you got to swim, you got to get to that side. You're not going to drown. And so, yeah, and I know Carrie Brenner last night and Jody did the Sunday training. They had some technical issues, but don't hide your face. You get your line, you get your point across. That's the starting point, Carrie. It's only going to get better from that. That's it. We all have those moments and we'll go back and, oh my God, did I really say that? I did a whole presentation the first time in front of Carrie Dickey. We did the LVA for her in California. And I did the opportunity meeting and I never said what NRF with Protandim could do. We only had Protandim at that time. And I never said that it could reduce oxidative stress by 40%. So when I finished the presentation, I went, oh, I think I forgot to tell you that what it does is reduce oxidative stress by 40%. Like, I was like, it doesn't matter. People see your passion. They know that you're real. And that's what matters is it's not using the traditional verbiage that people use, right? It's being you and real in your heart. And that's what I love about you, Julie, that you've always been that. You've always been just Julie and just so fired up and passionate about it. And I'm so blessed that everything you've gone through, that your hubby's back home, you've got new babies around you. Like, what a blessing. So exciting that you can be there with them. So.
Julie, I'm so excited to hear you at Global. Saturday was fantastic. I absolutely love that you just simplified everything on Saturday and just reminding exactly what Maria is saying is keeping it real, keeping it simple, keeping it friend to friend talking. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. And what happens is we get on this side of the fence and we know everything that we know and we are jacked about it. Right? We're just so jacked about it. And it's like, you just want people to know so much and we have to keep remembering it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep it simple. Kiss. Keep it simple, sweetheart. The more simple you can keep it, the better. And that's kind of we have one of the most incredible products on the planet, but unfortunately it's so amazing. It was so much science. People feel like they have to know all of these peer reviews and all of this stuff, but really you just keep it simple. And I promise you, the less, ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. And that is just something that I've always said. Like, I was in the beginning, definitely just ignorance on fire. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm doing it. And please come with me. And people were like even my Pro 6, Jennifer Murray, she's like, I really didn't even know what she was talking about, but she was so darn excited about it that I just said, I don't want to miss out. So just have that. If you're not an excited person, that's okay. Like, you don't want to be anything that you're not. So if you're not, let's say you're a level 2, just get to level 3. Just be a little bit more excited than you normally are. So people are like, wow, you're a little bit more excited than usual, just so that people can feel that you actually feel it inside you. Because I'm a firm believer of going up there and falling on your face and not doing perfect presentations, because the more perfect you are, the more scary you are. People are gonna be like, I can't do what she does. So the more real you are and the more funny you are, as long as you're getting the point across that this is something that you're passionate about, then people are gonna be like, wow, I can totally do that. I relate to that person. That's being real. So just know that, you guys, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to know it all, like Maria said, and like what Lori said, less is more. And that 3-way call or that 3-way messenger, however you guys do it, is so key. Definitely want to use that, third-party validation is the secret sauce to our business, because, your people know you. They know all about you. My friends were like, you're a jewelry designer. Now you're selling pills. What are you doing? I would always get this weird look, but I'm like, trust me, you just have to get on the phone and listen to what my friend has to say. And every single person that I could actually get on the phone call or in front of the information without just me, they'd be like, oh, Yeah, I'm like, I told you the exact same thing, but because someone else told them, then all of a sudden they're listening, right? So just knowing that it's powerful. So I don't want to take up much more of your time, Maria. Thank you so much, you and Carrie, for, you know, inviting me to your call. It's been my pleasure. I hope, you know, I said a little something that inspired you all, and truly, I believe every single person can do this. From the bottom of my heart, all of you, I believe that you can all do this if you want it. And that's what you need to ask yourself tonight before you go to bed. Do I want this? What do I want? Do I want to be an elite distributor? Okay, I'm going to go get this done. I'm going to make it happen. Today is the day. The best day to start was yesterday. If that didn't happen, the next best day is today. So go out there and get it done, you guys.
Thank you, Julie. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Before everybody leaves, I want to congratulate a couple of people. We have some people that have jumped in the pool full force. I'm so super excited. Holy moly, this morning when I was looking through the list, I'm like, what happened this weekend? You're all working it. I love it. Dr. Jess made it into the pool. Let me look around who's still here. Kim is in the pool, swimming around. I love it. Lorna's in the pool. Lorna's almost at 2 shares in the pool. Lorna, you've got the points. You're almost at the points. You just need a couple more people. Marco and Diane, I think I heard you're really close. Some people have already gotten off, but I've put the list out. I'm just so excited to see you all. And it's funny because you guys were hitting 2 when you got this club, and that was like the primer. Like I couldn't have positioned this better, right? Because you got to get in talking to people and getting the 2, and then you just, now it's doing a little bit more action, a little bit more action. That's what you got to do every day. Who can I go talk to? Who can I reach out to? That's where you have to rev it up 10x, right? You have to, who can I talk to today? Who can I follow up that I haven't followed up with? If a name comes to your mind, just reach out and say hi to that person. Like I got, the 2 people I got this month were totally unexpected, totally unexpected. I just am so proud of all of you, and keep going at it, because going for that 5 for 500, what happens is when you get your mind off of all the other stuff, right? And you concentrate just on that, everything else kind of falls into place, because you take the stress of, oh, I'm at that, I'm not at that rank. Oh, I haven't gotten a distributor. You just keep looking. Nope, 5 for 5. I got to talk to someone else. Oh, I'm at 4, right? I got to get one more. So when you focus on that, you don't focus on the other things. The best example that I'm going to give you is Sharice Matthews. She talked about it on the call the other day, and I have to post the video. She was on Deal or No Deal. So Deal or No Deal is suitcases, and you're trying to hit the $1 million suitcase, right? So she was on that show. But she wanted the penny out of the way so she could get the $1 million. So she kept saying the whole time, here's the best example of manifesting what you want. She kept saying, give me the penny, give me the penny. Now she was thinking, I want the penny, so it's out of the way, so she could get the $1 million, the 100,000, the 50,000, right? But the whole show, she kept saying, give me the penny, give me the penny, give me the penny. What did she get? She got the penny at the end. So I'm gonna post it, I'm gonna find it, it's on YouTube. I'm gonna find it and post it in here. So with that is every day say, wake up full of excitement and gratitude, and say whatever rank you want to be at, right? I'm a pro 10, I'm a pro 9, I'm a pro 8, I'm a pro 7, and just say it like 1,000,000 times a day. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but those are the little things that us crazy people do. And I know Carrie does that too, that one time we had Post-its I still have a bunch of pro 10 Post-its, but you'd walk whatever rank we were going to, almost in every room. My boys would like roll their eyes. I'm like, oh, Mom. And I'm like, oh, it works. I'm telling you. And now they believe me with this stuff, right? Because they do it now. But it works, right? So post it everywhere. Keep saying it. Look in that mirror, like put your hands on your hips and say, I am a pro 7. I got this, right? If they can do it, I can do it. Bring up that energy. It is an energy thing. It really is. When you raise up your energy, amazing things happen. They truly do. So love you guys so much. I'm so inspired. The end of the month is, I'm looking at all the names and everything, and there's going to be like another 10 people that hit the pool because so many people are so, so close. So love you all. Keep striving at it. Anything I can do, I'm here for you. And so is Carrie. So love you so much. Have a blessed night, everyone.